Hey everybody, welcome to RudderTube Reef Saltwater Aquarium Care. I am going to do a live stream right now. This is a live stream. I love the live streams because it's all real time. I get to chat with you guys get to chat with me, and then other people watching the videos on YouTube after it's uploaded, they get to see the comments. Like, they get to see what you guys are chatting about. So it's cool. Speaking of advice, little segue, check out RudderTubeReef.com, the website and forum. No bullies allowed. Feel free to ask questions, post pictures. And what else? Yeah, everything I use in this tank, all these videos that I do, everything I use is in the video description of every video. So if you're like, hey, I like that LED light he's using, or I like whatever, check out the video description. I got links to everything. You can simply click on it and purchase it from Amazon, read the reviews and all that good stuff, all right? I got some stuff here in the corner that came from Amazon. That's going to be future videos for you all. I buy everything. No one buys anything for me. I use my own money. No sponsors. And even if I had sponsors, I would only do videos if I believed in the product. This right here, I love it. It's a mag float. I was using mag floats forever. They're the best. They're the only ones you should get. The mag float company sent this one to me because I asked if I could have it, and they said yes. I told them I'm going to make a video because I love their product. This is all I ever use. I tried the other ones starting with an F. Garbage. Get yourself one of these large ones, the mag floats. You're going to see a massive difference. I'm not just saying it's garbage because, you know, I'm not into knocking things unless it's true, and it's totally true. Hey Rob, what's up, dude? So check that out. Man, you know what? As a side note before we get started here, tell me if you notice anything different with the tank while I talk. My website, the Joker Box, it's been growing in crazy popularity where I do the impressions of Heath Ledger's Joker. Why so serious? That has been getting really good amount of subscribers. I'm so happy. It's like growing in leaps and bounds. And one of the videos is up to over 350,000 views. Very happy about that. You can check the website out, thejokerbox.com. We're also on Twitch. I game online with my team, and I'll be playing various games as well while overdubbing the Joker's voice. It's a lot of fun. It's just stupid. You gotta do stupid, silly things in artistic ways. At least I do, to break the monotony of life. So that's all I wanted to say for now. Also, check out my blog and all my tech writings and everything I love on steverodder.com. All right, I'm going to do a 10-gallon water change. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. I will not be seeing the chats while I'm doing a water change. What I'm going to do is take 10 gallons of salt water out of the tank, siphoning it into this bucket down there with the siphon. I'll show you how to start a siphon again. I'll dump that in the street. I'll dump the protein skimmer cup in the neighbor's yard because he's a jackass. He really is. And what else? I'll be adding 10 gallons of salt water that I made at home just now. Water evaporates. You always want to top off. Thanks, Rob. You always want to top off your water with evaporation with pure water. All right. Never salt water because you're adding salt to the tank when you add water. You don't want that. That's going to throw off your salt level. Salt is a solid. It's always going to stay in your tank. Only replace the evaporated water with pure water. No salt in it, okay? If you take salt water out, you put salt water in. If you're going to top it off, you just use fresh water, okay? So I'm going to take 10 gallons out. What's different about this tank? Half the rock is gone. See it? The sand is gone. except for a little bit that I can't get up through the siphon. Look at all my rock is gone. All my corals are gone. Because I did a video showing how to quarantine new corals. So to prove a point, I took all my rock out with corals and I put all my corals in. Thanks, Jonathan. All my corals, I did a video a week ago, are in a quarantine tank downstairs. When you buy new corals, or oh, by the way, my snails are out of this tank too. Everything's out of this tank. So this is simply a fish-only tank with some rock. That's it. So half my rock is gone with the corals are all gone. The snails and the inverts and the shrimp, they're gone. They're downstairs. So my lesson for that is always quarantine everything brand new. If I want to get a new fire shrimp or something, I'm going to put a shrimp in a quarantine tank with just salt water, a separate, just get like a 5-gallon tank. Sounded like the Joker there for a second. Just get like a 5-gallon tank. Keep that dude in there with a heater. You know, you get new coral, put that coral in there. Keep everything quarantined for 6 weeks, okay? The reason for that is if there's parasites or anything evil in the water from your fish store, your reef store, you don't want that in this tank. You never put that stuff in here. Even if you say, well, I rinsed them off, the parasites are microscopic. They could be stuck to the shell of the snail, and once that dude jumps off the shell, it gets in the water, they propagate, they multiply rapidly. Okay, you don't want that in your tank, it'll kill your fish. So just to be safe, put all snails and shrimp and coral in one quarantine. Put separate fish in a separate quarantine. That's quarantine tank number 2. I can't stress that enough. And you're going to put a little bit of copper in there. Videos on that later. Copper liquid solution kills ick. You want to do it as a preventative for 6 weeks as well. Don't put anything. Libby, what's up? Hey, babe, what's going on? Nice to see you. Awesome. So I'm going to do this water change, and I'm going to keep the corals out. I took the corals out and the rock for a couple of reasons. For one, to stress my point of how to do a quarantine tank. I don't need to do it, but I just did it to show you what it looks like, and that's in the video from last week. Check it out. Also, by removing half the rock, I'll be able to clean this tank more. And when I pulled the rock out, even though there's no sand, there was still some detritus, which is fish waste, and uneaten food that just landed off. It came off the rock and it landed on the bottom of the tank. So, man, you know what? It's like I almost wish I didn't have rock in here. Or I'm going to think of a better way to suspend it. Like, what if I put the rock on like some kind of platform where it wouldn't touch the glass? Just like have rocks suspended like a ½ inch to an inch off the glass. I know that might look silly, but maybe it's like a new retro way of doing things. That way I get my biological filtration from the rock, but the food doesn't get trapped underneath the rock, because even without the glass, it's getting trapped underneath these rocks. When I pull the rock up, a lot of the food and fish waste gets caught underneath there. You'd be surprised. Anyway, let's get started on this. It's a 10-gallon water change. I'm pulling 10 gallons of salt water out. I'm going to put 10 gallons of salt water in and whatever. I do miss my sand, but whatever. I do water changes, Tom. You got a problem with that? I'll give you my address. We can meet up at the bike rack at 3 o'clock. We'll settle it. I like doing my weekly water changes because by doing that, I don't dose anything. By doing that, it replaces the calcium, magnesium, all that good stuff in the water. The only thing I ever dose is calcium crystals to make sure that my calcium is at like 500, because I want to get the coralline algae coming back. And I've got some on the back of the glass right there. I'll scrape that off. And then the coralline algae spores will propagate through the tank, settle on the rock. I got to get, all these rocks used to be solid, deep purple. I'm not going to do a deep purple joke. I'm going to turn off my power heads. Relax. I'm turning everything off. Leia's like, what was that noise? It's all right, babe. Go lay down. Oh, for those of you who just tuned in, I took half the rock out and all the corals and inverts because I made a video on what a quarantine tank should look like and what you should do. I don't need to do it. I just did it to stress a point. I mean, I could easily say, hey, everybody, make sure you put your new corals in a separate quarantine tank of 5 or 10 gallons, depending if you have a lot of corals that you want to buy. 5-gallon tank is great. I just put everything in a 20-gallon tank downstairs. Check out that video from last week. I don't put anything in this tank without quarantining first. So I have 2 tanks, one for fish only because I use copper, one for corals that I will buy, which is like 5 gallons, or shrimp or snails. But I'll tell you this, I get my inverts, my snails, which I don't have many snails, I just like them. So I don't need them. I don't really have a cleanup crew at all. I get my cleanup crew and snails and refugium microalgae from Algae Barn, phytoplankton for them as well. And I love those guys. And they don't have any fish on premises. And, you know, so there's no chance of getting parasites in the water and on the inverts. So I don't quarantine. I just always put stuff in from them. And I got lucky. I trusted them and they were right. Okay, so I'll do this side first. First, you're going to put your siphon hose in the water. You don't have to suck this through a tube. That's what she said. You're going to fill it, let it run down into the 5-gallon below. When it gets almost empty, you're going to submerge it, let it fill up, and tip it upside down. Look at that instant suction. I'm going to have to get in here with a scooper. I'm trying to get, there's just, this remaining sand is not coming up. It just won't suck up. I have to get in there with like a shovel or something and scrape it out. I actually like the tank with less rock. The fish have more swimming space, and look, it's easier to clean. I can just move things around. I'd like to have less rock in here, but I would like to suspend the rock. I mean, I know it's going to look different, but I'm going to think of a way to get the rock like an inch off the ground, like safely so it doesn't fall and go through the glass or something, because I would love the idea of no rock, but I'm not going to do that. I'll figure out a way to suspend it, get it off the glass. I do miss my sand. I don't know, maybe I'll go back to sand someday. I do miss it, but it's so much easier to clean without sand. You don't have to worry about disturbing the sand bed and releasing all the toxins from the sand bed into the tank. All right, so excuse me while I dump this in the street. I'll be right back. Do gallon number 2, and then I'll fill the salt water. All right. So those of you who are Joker fans and you follow my other channel, the Joker Box, link to that in the video description as well. I do the Heath Ledger Joker impression, and the channel's blowing up, man. That's awesome. One of the subscribers sent out the video. I did it as a tribute. It's to Heath Ledger, but I love Mark Hamill from Star Wars, Luke Skywalker. He voices the Joker in the cartoon series and video games, if you didn't know. And one of my favorite voiceover actors. And Tara Strong. I love Tara so much. She voices so many female voices, and male voices. she does Harley Quinn as well, so he tweeted it out to them. He's got a lot of followers. That was so nice of him. He tweeted that out to them because I dedicated the video to them, and hopefully I get a response. I love Mark Hamill ever since a kid with Star Wars. That would be outstanding if I got a response from him. I'd love to work with those guys in some way. It'd be so cool. So there's a lot of fish waste back here, moving the rock around. There's a lot of waste coming up. How easy it is to clean without sand, I'm telling you. I miss the sand, but I don't miss the sand. I mean, this tank looks generic. It looks like, you know, a tank that you would see in your local reef store. There's like no sand, just a little bit of rock. I kind of like it. I miss my corals not being in here, but whatever. Move this rock back a little bit. The corals will be in here again soon enough. Okay, it's almost full. All right, let me empty this out and then I'll put the 10 gallons of salt water in here. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll get salt water, I'll be right back. All right. What I think I'm gonna do is I've got a metal baby gate separating the kitchen and the laundry room from this living room area. And I would wheel my 20-gallon Rubbermaid tub, which has all the pre-made salt water in it. Well, I'm doing it 5 gallons at a time. I'm lifting it over the tank. That's a pain, okay? So I'm gonna probably remove that metal baby gate. It was for Leia, the German Shepherd, but you know, she's been trained since she was 3 months old, and she's a year old now. She doesn't need to have that gate. We don't keep her in the kitchen. She's got run of the house. In fact, she's up in my bedroom right now in my bed, sleeping. So, you know, that way I can just make the salt water and wheel it out of the laundry room across the house to this tank. That's going to be so much easier. Because this is a pain lifting the water over the tank. Okay. Oh, plus it makes a mess. Yeah, I'm definitely going to remove that baby gate. Plus, when I'm doing live streams, you guys don't have to wait while I fill up a 5-gallon jug and cart it across the house. All right. In fact, I'm not going to make you wait for that. Again, I'm going to show you something else. Part of the water change, I got the foam, right? Filter floss. Link to this in the video description if you guys are interested. This is great stuff. I replace it once a week. Sometimes twice a week. I'm going to cut it about this much. Watch this. Right about here. Got to get new scissors too. Maybe I can get a sponsor for scissors. Hey everybody, I have a saltwater aquarium channel. Can I have scissors? Can you sponsor me so I can have scissors to cut foam? Why, sure. All right, what I'm doing with this is a cool idea. See that foam? All-in-one aquariums have this, so why not have it for our aquariums in the overflow box? Look at the nastiness. There you go, Dave. Dave, what's up? You got your coffee? I do. That's going in the garbage. And then I'm going to go... Bam! Look at that. PVC pipe keeps it in place. The water is going to flow through it, and if it gets to be a little too full, it's going to flow over it and into the area. Now, for the other side, you guess, yeah, Rob, that's right. It is nasty, and that's all going into your sump. Gonna do this. All right. Ugh. 4 days of nasty. Look at that. That's disgusting. Yuck. Put this dude in here. So this is going to capture a lot of the stuff that goes into your sump. Okay. And then in the sump I have a rotter tube, which is going to take care of the rest of it. And yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan. With these dudes, with these little fish. All right. I'm going to let you check out the Nemos while I go get the other 5-gallon. guys. All right. I'm back. Sorry about the delay. Okay, so I'm gonna put this other 5-gallon water in here. Yeah, I got the LEDs a little wet. It's fine. Lights are waterproof, right? The soothing sound of water. Okay. All right, Rob, maybe I'll do that. You guys want to start propagating your tank with coralline algae? Maybe I'll sell some. Okay, look how clear that is. There is no green hair algae because I used hydrogen peroxide to kill it. The hose with the vac on it? What vac, Dave? Like a canister filter? Oh no, you mean the larger pump that's in the Rubbermaid container. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. So no more green hair algae. It's all gone because I used hydrogen peroxide to completely kill it in less than a week. Works outstanding. A lot of great comments and emails from people saying that it worked great for them as well. If you're wrestling with a green hair algae problem, you've used everything under the sun. Phosphate RX, fluconazole, none of that stuff works. I'm sorry. Okay? I mean, sure, you know, like Melev's Reef, he had a great video on using phosphate RX, and you got to get in there, you got to pick it out. It's disgusting, it's time consuming. Who wants to do that? Not me. So I just dosed the tank with hydrogen peroxide. The fish are fine, corals are fine. It melts it away, and it's gone less than a week. So that's it. That's it. Well, thanks guys for watching, and thanks for keeping me company. You made this chore less boring. Live stream on Friday night. Have a great rest of the weekend. See you, Libby. Thanks for joining.